Hey folks, welcome back at Old Man in the Land of Grills. We're gonna do a grill comparison today, and I know a lot of people have been asking this question, and we're looking at the Masterbuilt Gravity Fed 560. That's a charcoal grill, but it's got a built-in PID. That thing is just blowing my mind away. But a lot of people are asking me, Tom, is it better than a pellet grill? So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do a comparison between the Masterbuilt and Camp Chef has an excellent pellet grill. There's a lot of excellent pellet grills in the market. Obviously, I like Pellet Pro, but I chose the Camp Chef because it can do a lot of the same things that the Masterbuilt does. And we're going to do a quick overview, and then we're going to do 2 racks of ribs. We'll do one rack there. We'll cook them exactly the same time, the same temperature, the same. And then when we're done, I'll let you know which one puts out, in my opinion, the best food. So this is going to be interesting, folks. All right, one of the major differences is what they burn. Now you can see on the left there is those are pellets. That's what the pellet grill burns. And I've got a blend here actually of hickory and then hickory char. So actually in all reality, we are kind of burning charcoal. And then on the Masterbuilt, I'm using B&B, that's lump, and this is oak. So those are 2 of the differences here. And then we'll kind of get into some other stuff. All right, storage hoppers. That's a storage hopper right there on the Masterbuilt. And that's the storage hopper on the Woodwind there. And I mean, you're looking at one and say, whoa, that's gonna last longer than this one. It's just the opposite. At Woodwind storage there, if you were doing like 225, and let's just say the outside temp is 60 degrees, you could probably go just about 24 hours with this. Because it's lump charcoal, or if it's regular charcoal like Kingsford in there, the most you're gonna get out of that is 12 hours. So as far as which is going to last longer, actually the pellet grill wins on that one. All right, interior room. Now this is going to be different with every pellet grill. So in this case, the Woodwind is 22 across, 19 deep, and we've got two levels there to cook on. The Masterbuilt is also 22 across, but it's only 16 deep, and this is on the 560. The 1050 is actually bigger, but I've got an extra set of shelves in there. And that you have to buy that extra. It comes with 2 warming racks, and then you buy 2 more, and that actually puts you over square inches to have more than that. This has cast iron on the bottom for searing. This does not, but the reason I told the Woodwind is because it's got its own sear box over on this side. Cast iron also that runs off of gas, and that's why I chose the Woodwind, because it's the only thing that compares as far as a pellet grill is concerned, in my opinion, to the Masterbuilt. Talking about controllers, folks, there's the controller on the Masterbuilt. Very simplistic. It is PID. Has a timer on it. You can have 4 probes with it, but they only give you 1, so you got to buy extras. And it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but it doesn't really work so well. Now on the this is not the original controller for the Camp Chef. This is an upgrade. This is a PID from Smoke Daddy Inc. And this one does not have Wi-Fi, but they have one that's coming out that does have Wi-Fi, and but it works awesome. And I tell you what, in my experience of having this now for 6 weeks, this has worked pretty good too. All right, grease management. Pellet grill's got a grease tray. It is angled. I cover mine in aluminum foil. It goes to a trough and then goes out of the pellet grill to a bucket. On the Masterbuilt, it goes down, and then there is like a grease tray underneath that pulls out, and then there's a grease tray underneath that. So the grease actually kind of it sort of does leave the grill, but it doesn't it reminds me a lot of grease management on a gas grill, but it does work, but you have to be careful. All right, front shelves. That's a front shelf. That was an extra for the Camp Chef, but they do make one. And then on the 560, I made my own. They on their 1050, which is bigger, obviously, they do have a front shelf, but it's for some reason pretty narrow. Bottom shelves, you can see we've got expanded metal down there, and then you've got a solid one down there. Folks, some people love bottom shelves. I never use them. It just means bending down to get down there. It looks cool, but for me, I never use them. All right, starting grill, the pellet grill, you plug it in, you press a button. There's a hot rod in the middle. There's an auger that takes the pellets to the hot rod, the burn pot. It gets hot. There's a fan there. Starts the fire. You really don't have to do anything other than wait for it to get going. And then on the Masterbuilt, you've got to put a fire starter square. I'm using fire starter squares, but you can use hay bale things and all sorts of other stuff. And you got to start that, and then once it's going, you close everything up and you start the fan, and away she goes. Temperature range. Now, that controller right there goes like 160, 170 on the low side, and then 400, 450 on the high side. But it does have the sear box, so you can sear on it. That 400, that 450 is just on the verge of searing and not searing. So that's one of the downfalls of pellet grills, and a lot of people have tried to fix it, Camp Chef included, and I always liked that idea of putting a sear box on there. I thought that was a real simple way of doing it. Now on the Masterbuilt, it also is that 160, 170 on the low side, but this thing goes to 700. So it definitely can sear, and that's why you've got those cast iron grates. In fact, it says low smoke on one side, and you're supposed to flip them over for sear on the other side. I've never done that. So I tell you what, I think we're getting close to some of the comparisons here. I think the best thing to do is just, let's get those ribs ready and let's start cooking. All right, so I got the Camp Chef fired up first. Plug that in and press the button. That's all you gotta do. I got it set at low smoke, which is 160. You can see it's just coming up. I then went over and lit the fire, plugged it in. Once the fire starter was started, I then closed top lid, side lid, and then turned it to 160. And you can see we're already at 150 and starting to dial itself in. So if you're looking for something that's gonna start faster, even though there's a little bit more work involved, Masterbuilt starts faster than a pellet grill anytime. And I believe it'll get up to higher temperatures quicker than, because I've been cooking on it and I've been telling you about it. John Horseman at YouTube, folks, I got a whole bunch of videos there featuring pellet grills and Masterbuilt. You folks make up your mind on your own. But I'll tell you what, let's go take a look at the ribs. All right, there's our two ribs. Crazy what we're paying for meat these days. That's $3.29 a pound. That's crazy. But you can see that they're really close in weight. There one's 3.05 pounds, the other one's 3.09 pounds. So this should be pretty fair. So let's get them all. I'm gonna pull the skin off and get them seasoned up. All right, ribs are ready to get on. Pull the silver skin off the back, season them up with some of this famous Dave's rib rub. Try to keep it consistent between the two of them. We're gonna put them on right now. I just put the ribs on and got them set at 175. You can see PID on the Camp Chef's doing a great job. Remember, that's from Smoke Daddy Inc. if you want to update your pellet grill too. And then, like I said, I've had zero problems with this Masterbuilt controller. I got it set at 175. You see it's 173. And the lid gauge concurs. So the setup on both of them is I've got ribs up on top rack, water pan underneath, and that's the way we're going to cook it the whole time. If I'm opening up that one, I'm going to open up this one, show you ribs on top rack, water pan underneath. So I'm going to just do this low for maybe an hour just to test them out, and then we're going to bump it up to 225 for. We're gonna do like 3-2-1, but like 3-1-1. I'm not gonna wrap. I'm gonna tent. So you'll have to keep on watching, folks, and see. I prefer tenting as opposed to wrapping. So you want to see what that's all about? Keep on watching. All right, folks. 1 hour. I started at that 160, then I went up to 190 just to see how these grills hold temp. You can see we're 187 over there and 190 over here. One of the things that I feel as though, and what I mean by I feel as though things are hotter, and I have to remind myself that the Masterbuilt, and that's another difference, is that the most of this grill is double wall construction, where most pellet grills are not. Now, you do watch me cook on that vertical pellet grill from Smoke Daddy, that is double wall. Also, another difference is in the back here, the vent, and you can see our vent on the Masterbuilt, and I am going to be doing a mod with that because the rain, the snow, and the wind can get in there. But on the Camp Chef and most pellet grills, most, not all, have nice chimney. I like that chimney a lot. So we'll keep going. We're gonna bounce. If you're wondering what's in the bottle, I've got water and Dr. Pepper in there, and I spray about once an hour. So we're gonna be opening up, spraying it, and then I'm the 225 then for the rest of the 3 hours. And then we'll do my version of the 2 and then the 1. And we'll give you look-sees as we proceed. But so far, everything's cooking about the same. We should take a look at the ribs. Probably saying, show us the ribs. So there's on the pellet grill. And let's look on the, okay, looking about the same. Keep on going here. right, folks, hit the 3 hour mark. Spritz them twice in the 3 hours. See the Masterbuilt is running right around the 224 mark. And we're down on the 227. If anything, the pellet grill is running just a little bit warmer than the Masterbuilt is. Our lid temps are pretty consistent. So let's take a look at the ribs. Here's the Masterbuilt. Okay, look like ribs. Let's take a look at the pellet grill. And a little bit more color on the pellet grill than there was on the Masterbuilt. So I tell you what, we're going to tent them, and I'll give you a look-see at the tenting, and then when we tent them, we're going to turn the temperature up to 300, and I'll give you a look-see once they're tented. All right, about a half an hour in, and I mentioned tenting, and I said I would show you. So this is what I mean by tenting. So you can see I've got some tin foil there, and all I've done was I've creased it in the middle, and I folded the ends over, and I got my water pan underneath there. And this is just an easier way than taking the ribs out and wrapping them and putting juice or butter or whatever you want to put in there. I'm not big into you know, really going crazy with the wrapping. And I used to think that the sign of good ribs was when they were fall off the bone or kind of mushy. And now I've actually decided that no, that's really not, that's overcooked. So this way allows you to still get a little pullback and soften them up a little bit, but it doesn't, it helps to eliminate the mushy, and it's so much more easier to do, folks. So keep on going here, give you a couple more looks. All right, folks, I kind of cheated. I took a look without you, and now I came back to get you because I want you to see something. I got something going on here on especially on the Masterbuilt, and we'll start by looking at the pellet grill here. You can see we're holding that controller from Smoke Daddy's, got her at 300 degrees, and you know, even our lid temp is saying, well, actually saying a little over 300 degrees at the lid. But let's take a look at our ribs here. Yeah, those don't need to be tested anymore. Those are looking good. They're ready for sauce. Let's go over to the Masterbuilt. So you can see we're at 296. We're sitting a little shy of 300, but pretty close on the lid. I even put my Oklahoma Joe in there, and that's saying only 200. And I think that's our problem here, because you take a look at these ribs, and they're looking nice, but they are not looking like the other ones. And I think I know the problem. And I've complained about this since I've gotten this grill. We got to go around to the back. I talked about this. That big hole in the back, I've got the wind is coming out of that direction, and it's going directly into this, and it's affecting the temp, you know, right back there. And even though the temp probe that controls the temp is down below this, it's kind of being sheltered by the ribs. So it thinks it's 300, so it's doing 300, when in all reality you gotta get up here higher. And you saw my Oklahoma Joe puck there saying it's actually 100 degrees less. So I think that needs to be taken care of, and I'm gonna take care of it, folks. So we're gonna keep going here. We're gonna sauce these up, and then we're gonna crank the heat up on the other side and get those to catch up a little bit. All right, those ribs over there are playing catch up. These ribs over here, I'll give you a quick look. See, they're ready to get pulled off here. Oh man, yeah, that's some nice looking ribs right there on a pellet grill. So I've been thinking about this. I think I made some user errors here. If you notice, there's only 2 shelves to choose from on this pellet grill, and on this one I had 3, and I actually put it on the highest one, thinking that the heat rises, and I was hoping that I'd maybe be in a little bit more smoke up there and maybe get out of the wind a little bit, when in all reality I think it was just the opposite. So I don't think this was the most fair test, to be honest with you, folks. I do agree that and Masterbuilt has kind of addressed that slot in the back. I'll show it to you again. On their 1050, the bigger size one, they don't have that. They do not have there. Here, you can see my ribs right there. You can see how the wind can blow right in and possibly affect that. So we're gonna let those play catch up, and then we're gonna pull these off, and I'll let you know the exact times for both of them when they both get done. And then we're still gonna take a look to see how the ribs turned out, but I definitely need a redo. I've done ribs before on this, but the day I did them, there was no wind that was affecting it like it was affecting it today. So take them off, give you a look-see. All right, folks, can you guess which is which? This side's the Pellet Grill, this side's the Masterbuilt. I did have some issues, but some of them were my fault, and some of them's that stupid slot in the back that I struggle with. That's going to get covered up, and I got to do something different about it. But let's take a look at the ribs. Pellet Grill, very predictable. I've cooked on pellet grills for quite a few years. Nice looking smoke ring. Maybe a bit overdone. Maybe a little bit more bark than one would like. But let's take a taste test. Not bad. A bit overdone. Without doubt. But that's not the Pellet Grill's fault. That's yours truly. Now here's your Masterbuilt. Smoke ring there too. They could have picked a more meatier piece. That one too. It's good. That one too is maybe just a tad bit overdone. All in all, folks, they both did a fine job. A lot of it may come out to how much they cost. A lot of people are going to ask that. The woodwind is that okay. The woodwind with the sear box, $1,000. The Masterbuilt, $500 all day long. I've seen some people get them a little cheaper, but $500 is what people are paying throughout the country for the 560. Now they have the 1050, and that's, I believe, is $800. So a little bit more expensive for the other one. I think there's pros and cons to both of them. If it was just me and I'm looking for a low and slow, hot and fast, it's going to be Masterbuilt all day long. No doubt about it. That grill is, even with its shortcomings, and I've gone through all that with you, it still is an awesome cooker. So, folks, that's my opinion. I tell you what, leave your opinion down below if you made this far. If you did make it this far, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. Tom Horseman at YouTube, please subscribe. Thumbs up, leave a comment. Take care, folks.